Welcome to another episode of SAVAGETIMETV. I'm your host, AB Brisley. Today I have a special guest with me, Jet Phynx. How you doing today, bro?
Doing good, bro. You know, I'm just chilling. Just glad to be here.
It's good, it's good. We finally got a nice day out here in Wilmington, Delaware. It's been shitty. Getting here was crazy. 95's fucked up, but so everything's cool. Just getting into it. Let's get started. Coronavirus, man. Finally, it's been letting off. But it's been a crazy year for everybody, especially in the industry. Could you just speak to if coronavirus has hurt or helped you in your industry so far?
I mean, COVID it's been a plus, more so a plus for us than a negative. I feel like being able to, in this last couple of years, we were tapped in with the record label. So when COVID hit, record labels was like in panic mode because they were like, well, what are we gonna do? Like, artists can't get out and shoot. So we need like lyric videos, we need like animation videos. And from that point, you know, we were one of the only, you know, there's only so many people who do animation videos and lyric videos. So it kind of just like, we went from the bottom of the totem pole to the top. So we were just in high demand. So we kept busy with animation. And then, you know, LA shutting down, all the shooting was going towards Atlanta. So they sent out a press release to different directors and producers and seeing who wants to shoot in Atlanta. So around that time, actually right in the highest moment of coronavirus, you know, we went down to Atlanta and we shot music videos, you know, full procedure, mask on, you know, taking a lot of caution with COVID, gloves, staying 6 feet away, artists being tested before they stepped on set. So it was very intense, but it was definitely cool too, just to see how everything moved. Because from there, you know, when you're shooting a more major budget music video, your production level will drop from a 50-man crew to somewhere like 20. So it was just more 20 people on set.
Okay. So coronavirus kind of pushed you guys into a corner, but it pushed you into the right corner.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely did.
And for all for you new fans and for the people that don't know, could you tell them where you're from?
I'm originally from Wilmington, Delaware, born and raised. Yeah, from Delaware, just grinding it out from the small wonder.
Okay, yeah. I definitely, I'm from Delaware myself. I have some family out here on the west side of Wilmington. Went to high school out in Middletown, but that's dope. I always like to see Wilmington, especially Wilmington, Delaware. We need that spotlight because there's so much talent out here, so much things going on, but it just seems like we just need that right light, and we'll be good to go.
Right, for sure.
When did you first pick up a camera?
When did I first pick up a camera? First time I ever really messed around with a camera, I probably was like 13.
Okay.
But it wasn't for this. It was just picking it up because I was just curious about how the camera worked. You know, then I think it was like a JVC camcorder type thing with the pop out.
Right.
So it was just kind of just messing around with my friends, just videotaping stuff. Just that was like the first time I ever really experienced it. But then actually picking up the camera to actually shoot music videos and content, that was in 2014. 2014 I did that. And that was for like, it was kind of weird because I was just coming out of my music, breaking out of my record deal that I had as a music artist and coming back here to Delaware. And I shot a music video for myself, thinking I didn't know if I still wanted to be in the game or not. But then my cousin Yanni, she seen the
Concept
video.
21, Yanni?
Yeah.
Shout out to Yanni.
Yeah, that's my cousin. That's lit,
man.
Yeah. We got mad history, you know. So she was like, "Can you shoot me a video?" And I was like, "For sure." And I shot her a video, and then people saw the video I shot for her and the video I shot for myself, and then people just started inquiring more and more. So I kind of put a plan together, but you know, and went from there.
Okay, yeah, definitely shout out to Yanni. That's why I shot my first interview in there, man.
Right.
Shout out to Concept 21 Studios. It's all love, love over there.
Yeah, for sure.
Why behind the camera instead of in front?
There's definitely not a why. I mean, it's just a transition that I didn't even know was happening. Because, like I said, I was a music artist for long time. And stepping behind the camera really just came from I couldn't find nobody to shoot the videos that I wanted the right way. You know what I
you
mean?
wanted,
I
like, let me
didn't
do it
like I didn't
myself.
like what people were doing. So
Okay.
it was just like, okay, cool, let's do this. And in the beginning, it literally no bullshit. It was just like, I'm going to shoot 100 music videos for at $150. I got the Sony A, I got the gimbal, pretty much everything these young boys got right now. I had that. Literally was pretty much one of the first people to ever have a gimbal, because at that time there was nobody had a gimbal, nobody had a Sony, nobody knew nothing about any of these cameras and stuff like that. So Yanni was just like, hey, cuz what are you gonna do with this? So I ended up just started posing with the camera. Actually, really never really was to jump behind the camera. It was to brand myself, because branding is very important. So I would just stand there, hold the gimbal, and she would take a picture of me. And then that picture, we put it on social media, then people were like, oh, what's, like, is that a fashion thing? Like, it wasn't even a fashion thing on Instagram when you would see people posing with their cameras at that time. So she was like, yo, what are you gonna do? I was like, well, I'm gonna always be in front of the camera, because I was still a music artist, still somewhat in my heart. So we created this character that it's called The Shooter, and we shot this thing called Dirty Popcorn. And Dirty Popcorn was me in this mask and this flannel running around with the gimbal. And when I shoot with the gimbal, instead of bullets coming out of it, popcorn came out of it and shot the rappers, and they exploded with popcorn coming out of them and everything. So it was just like this. We took the analogy of people always talking about, oh, I'm the shooter. Okay, well, I'm really gonna show you what the shooter really looks like, and actually take that analogy and really make it real. So we put that visual out, and then it just went viral on social media. And next thing I know, like, people are really calling me the shooter, and really saying, like, when people be like, oh, I'm the shooter, like, nah, Jet Phynx is the shooter, because he coined it with that dirty popcorn thing. And you really can't get over that dirty popcorn thing until somebody comes out with something that can depict a movie or a music video where somebody's a director and he's using his camera as a gun. You know what I mean? Like, that hasn't been done. I'm the only one who's ever done it. So at the end of the day, that coined that. So it just became a thing that we just kept moving forward on. And me as a branding artist, I just focused on, like, okay, cool, I'm a brand. So here's the shooter. I'm going to step in front of the camera if I have to, but this is mostly about being behind the cameras and shooting the rappers, you know. So
Okay, that's dope. Now, like, that's creative, man. That was very creative. I didn't even think about that. We dirty popcorn, and then you go around with the shooter. I like that. That's dope.
Right.
When did this go from a hobby, something you did for fun, something you did, to something that you were like, I'm putting my life's energy behind this. This is what I'm putting. I'm going to make this into a career.
Oh man, I don't even think that wasn't even a question. It's never been a hobby. I don't think anything I've ever done is a hobby.
Okay.
I mean, because like I said, I was 18, got a record deal at 18. So I was in the music industry, full blown, ready to go, moving with the top stars, working with the best and the most high producers, all that. And for me, it wasn't like, I don't know. So when I stepped away from being a music artist, it was like, okay, what am I going to do next? And then, like, luckily God just threw the camera on my lap, and the next move was like, okay, shoot these videos. Like, and that's what I did. It was like, all right, now people are feeling the videos, they're feeling the brand. So how am I going to really get my name out there? So I was like, I'm going to shoot in a year, I said, I'm going to shoot 100 music videos. I'm only going to charge $150. Like I said, $150. I got the Sony A7. It's 4K visual. You got the Ronin gimbal. I'm charging $150. Everybody I knew around here at that time was charging anywhere between $300, $500, $700, $1,000. And some of these guys that were shooting were some of my closest friends. So it was just like, you know what? I'm not here to hurt them, but I'm here to get my name out.
Right.
You know, so really, next thing I know, once people heard like, oh, he's shooting videos for $150 and they looking like that.
Exactly.
Oh man, like next thing I know, I looked up, I had 200 videos shot in 1 year. You know what I mean? Like, and now my name's all through the industry. People are knowing who I am. And now I jumped from 150 all the way being able to charge anywhere from $1,000 or whatever. You know what I mean? Because
blessing,
people seen the work, they seen the work ethic. They didn't just see somebody shooting a music video. They saw somebody who was like, you just couldn't stop this dude. Every video was just going after and next. And then I had this kind of like marketing idea, well, actually it came from this one artist. He was like, yo, Jet, keep all your videos on your YouTube channel. And he was like, all the kids in my high school are watching your videos through all day. And he's like, keep them on the same channel so they don't have to go look from this artist, this. So I just started putting all them videos on my channel. So next thing I know, I got all these high school kids and all these new rappers that I didn't even know who was rapping was just coming at me like crazy. This was Quaddy Diesel. This was Yoey. This was B Miles. This was pretty much any premier artist that you talking about in Delaware right now. These guys were going through my music videos during when they were in high school. So then a friend of mine was like, yo, let's put on a show for these guys. So we put on this show called Solid Collective. We had it at Delaware Live, and we let Quaddy, we let all these guys perform on this stage, man. And they were able to open up for Kerr, open up for O'Milly, and I feel like there was somewhere else. I just can't think who else was there. But yeah, it was a really cool thing to see these guys jump on the stage and now be the new it guys in the music scene in this around Delaware.
Yeah, for sure. Quaddy, I definitely see Quaddy doing his thing.
Yeah,
I've seen him
for
with
sure.
Lil Yachty. I've definitely interviewed B Miles. He was dope.
Yeah.
Definitely been telling him to put his foot on the pedal. But, yeah, that's dope that you influenced them at such a young age and to see it come to fruition.
I mean, Quaddy, Blueback Breezy, I shot that video. That was the video that like got him jumping and got me jumping at the same time. Like literally, like them were like the craziest numbers that brought all this energy, and people were like seeing the style, because at that time, like I said, most music videos people were shooting, they were just either handheld, they didn't have the gimbal, or they using sticks. It was what we call tripods. So at that time when I took the camera, and I grew up like watching a lot of like music videos my whole entire life and movies. And one angle that I always used to love about music videos in the 90s, it would be like this upright angle shooting from the bottom, looking up. So when I did that shot, people seen that video. They's like, oh man, and they seen the way I was panning. And pretty much like I said, man, I don't like to talk the shit, but the truth is, like, the style that you see everybody shooting music videos with is Jet Phynx film style.
Okay.
Everybody's kind of carbon copying. If you go look back at 2014 and look at my earlier videos, all the street videos you see right now, they're all just imitating them videos.
Okay.
Sure.
So we got the influencer, then we got the influencees.
For sure.
But definitely don't hold back. Let them know.
No. I'm a humble guy, so I don't really like to put everything out there. But there's some moments where people just got to hear what the truth is.
Facts.
And I got to speak my truth.
Facts.
For sure.
Okay. Well, let's get into the entrepreneurship. Jet Phynx Film Studios. Congrats on that for the belated 1 year.
Appreciate that, bro.
One of my questions is, do you feel as a man, especially being a black man, that there's more pressure on you to succeed in your business?
For sure.
Why not?
We're in this game or industry or business, whatever you want to call it, like it's a white man's game. And any young black male, he has to figure out how he can finesse his way into this game, because it's not structured for most blacks to win. When you think about the film world, because let's break this down. I want people to understand this.
Let's get into it.
Music videos are an extension of the film world. It's not the other way around. So that means when you get into this music video land, you either got to make a choice in some point in your life to say, am I going to keep doing this, or am I going to make a film? So your best bet is to understand film. If you understand film, your music videos will be better because you'll have all the tools, because film making, there's a science to it and there's a math to it. There's always a correction to it. People out here are just finessing. And the thing is, what's the problem with blacks or directors or videographers, most of us don't go to film school. So we are kind of just jumping off this. You know, like what I said back in the day, like this video stuff nowadays is like, it's like selling drugs on the corner right now, or a jump shot, you know, or basketball, because really, like most of these kids in the streets now, they're saying like, oh shit, if I get me a camera, I get me this, I could shoot some music videos, I could be around the rappers, around some bitches, make some money, like travel. So like, it's the new attractive thing. So, but the problem is with that, it's attractive, but there's no studying behind it. There's no, let me go to school to better myself with this so I can be one of the best. Because at the highest level, there's only probably about 10 of us in the real major film world that are really doing anything. You know what I mean? And if you want to know who the best black creator, director, it ain't Ryan, it's Bradford Young. Definitely check out Bradford Young. If you a young black filmmaker, a young videographer, cinematographer, check out Bradford Young, because Bradford Young is pretty much, he's like our Michael Jordan right now, but he just doesn't get that love because he's not on social media. He's like Jay-Z, he don't want to be on social media. So most of these young kids don't know who he is. So make sure y'all check out Bradford Young.
Okay, shout out to him, shout out to Bradford. What made you want to start your own? What made you want to open Jet Phynx Film Studios?
That came from just being an entrepreneur and looking at what you're supposed to do. Like I said, that goes down to film. If you're gonna make a film, if you're gonna do film, you need a studio, you know? So you have to start somewhere, you know? So I look at what Tyler Perry, I look at what all these guys have done. They get their studios together, you know? And you gotta start somewhere. And it's okay if you're starting out in the basement. You know what I mean? I started out in the basement. This studio was my second studio. We had a studio at the train station. That was studio 2. This is studio 3. This is just the beginning. This ain't what I really want right now, but this is enough for me to focus on building my craft and working with my team, not us being in the basement, but we actually having a facility where we can hold meetings, you know, events, and conduct business as a businessman. And so people can see that I'm a businessman and I'm not just somebody out here freelancing.
Okay, I like that. I like that, man. I like that you talk about putting the work in. You know that the optics matter, all the little things that, like you said, a lot of people like to just jump in without putting in the work, but then they want to be the biggest thing popping. You gotta put the work in.
The work is everything.
Gotta get the meat. Can't just have the buns. You know what I mean?
Oh, it definitely is. The work ethic is everything.
You did a project featuring the PlayStation 5 with Sony. I thought it was really dope. I'm a Sony guy myself. I was like, this is crazy. Like, I saw it on the IG. I was like, I gotta ask you about that. Can you explain your role in that project and the process?
My role in that, I mean, there's a lot of other components into that role. When I was asked to commission to do the job, you know, like I said, most people might see me as just a director, but I am a creative director. So a lot of companies hire me to come in and give them creative ideas, give them how this light should look or what this graphic should look like. So when they hired us, pretty much they hired me to come up with this cube and build this structure and art direct. So at that time, I was art directing, and my man Benny Black, shout out to Ben, he was also hired to do the photos for the job. So working on that project, I really just came there to help design, bring my creative direction. But you know, I don't never go nowhere without my camera. So you know what I mean? So the Sony and PlayStation people, and shout out to my guys over at Snipes and everybody, they was like, yo, Jet's here with his camera. So like, you want to give him a couple minutes to let him do his thing? So, you know, Ben tagged me in. He was like, yo, go in. So I went in and just shot the visuals and sent it over. And, you know.
It definitely came out dope, bro. I had to ask you about that.
Yeah.
What has surprised you most about your journey being behind the camera? What maybe took you off guard? Maybe you weren't expecting?
It's the same, like, it's the same game as being in front of the camera. That's what I realized. I was like, oh, I thought when you step behind the camera, like you hide, but you really not. You really actually being more seen than the person in front of the camera, because there's a lot of meetings and a lot of relationships you gotta work and maneuver with as being behind the camera. And and your work ethic has to be everything, like your time. And it's just, I think it's more pressure behind the camera in front of the camera.
Because you're controlling it.
Yes, exactly. Because here's the thing, you gotta peep this, right? A record label is gonna give me $50,000. How did they know that they could trust me with $50,000 that I'm actually gonna deliver something that's actually gonna get some views? You know what I mean? Like, that don't always happen. You know what I mean? Like, some of these guys are shooting music videos, the most views they get is about 3,000 views. And the criteria in the music video land right now is, if you don't hit 1 million views, then we find the next director. So if you can't produce something that's gonna hit 1 million views, then they're gonna find the next person that can. But yeah, when it comes to the views, like it's everything. So for me, it's just like, that's where I realized, like, okay, I gotta put up points. Like, Michael Jordan is my biggest inspiration. If anybody says I wanna clone myself after somebody, it's after Michael Jordan, because I just like the presence, the attitude, the clutchness, just the grind. So like, I tried to body that as a filmmaker. So when I go into set, I'm thinking like Michael, like, okay, tonight I gotta drop 60 on them. You know what I mean? Like,
no matter what.
No matter what. I don't care who else is here, who else is not. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I gotta kill it. So no matter if the budget is, not to say that we're still doing, if the budget's $500, I'm dropping 40 on you. If the budget's $50,000, I'm dropping 40 on you. I'm coming with the heat every time. It don't matter. Like people think this is a game because it's like, for some people it's just to pay bills. For me, it's not to pay bills, because if it was to pay bills, then I wouldn't be doing this. Like, this is literally everything that I want to do. Like, for me, it's getting to that level of getting, like I said, to the film world, to the highest level, to the Spielberg's level, to being able to come from a music video land to do what Hype Williams was able to do, to go from shooting a music videos to putting out Belly, that is a classic forever. You know what I mean? Like he good. Like, to me, that's all I need. I need one good one. Yeah. I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, granted, I would like to do many, but like, if I get that one good one,
get that Belly,
I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do we, you know? So when you think of Belly, you just like, oh man, it never goes out. Like, it don't matter what generation, who's watching it, it just never goes out. So I just say, like, what we were just talking about, it's just focusing on delivering. You have to deliver, and you have to deliver better than the next, because this is competitive. You're in competition. When a record label sends me a song and says, hey, Jet, we need you to write for this song, I know that they sent that out to 10 other directors. So I gotta come with the best treatment. So if I don't come up with the most creative, best treatment and know how to do it, and then plus then they also calculating how my business goes, then if I'm not on that, then I'm not gonna get the job. But if I'm on with all that, my team's strong, everything's right, we get the job, we get the budget, we keep moving. The thing in the business is not to blow money. You wanna, when them record labels give you them budgets, you gotta make good. And if you do ones that ain't making good, you don't hear about them no more. You know what I mean?
Okay. I'm definitely learning some stuff today. Talk to me about why your team is so important. What role do they play?
Team, you can't do none of this by yourself. Team is like very important. I think it comes down that, again, back to time and work ethic. You know, it's about finding people that are willing to put everything they have into this. Like, here's the thing, everybody's not gonna be, they're not gonna be me. They're not gonna put 24 hours into this. Now, if you can get somebody that can give you 15 hours out of the day, then you get them on your team. You know what I mean? Like that's what I look at it. Like, I can't expect it. But at the same time, you have to be demanding of the people that you're leading, because the thing is, you are leading your team. So they're counting on you to lead them in the right direction. Things is sometimes not always gonna go right. Sometimes you're gonna bump heads with your teammates. It's just is what it is. Like
MJ, man. Comes back to
MJ, like I was
MJ.
getting ready to say that. Like, you know what I mean? Like MJ cussing out people, you know what I mean? Like, but at the end of the day, they won championships.
That is true. 6
Like, what are you in it for? Like, think about it. Like, or what you just in it just to get the girls and the money? No, I'm here to win championships. Like when they talk about Michael Jordan being the GOAT, the thing that they reference the most is that he got them championship rings.
6 of 6.
Them 6. And he ain't never failed when it came down to this is the difference between LeBron and them. LeBron can do, which I respect LeBron. LeBron could do a lot. He can have the schools, he can have all that stuff. But that don't matter, because at the end of the day, what he's supposed to be there for to do is play basketball. And that is the key thing that people want to see. Can you get to the highest level playing basketball? Right. As a filmmaker, can you get to the highest level as a filmmaker? You know, for me, that's where I try to find my team. And I grew up watching the A-Team, which is a TV show about 5 different individuals with all different skills coming together, you know, and that's what I try to mimic my team after, grabbing people who do different things other than what I do. Because if we all did the same thing, then how we gonna be as a team? You know what I mean? Like, it don't work right like that. So that's how we play off each other's strengths. So I try to be diverse with my team too, not just keeping it all black. Something wrong?
Oh, no, you go. I'm just checking the time.
Oh, my bad. All right. Yeah, I try to be diverse as much as possible, and just, you know, not just look for people who are just, because they your homeboys. You know, they easy. Like, oh, this is my guy, and he's gonna rock with me because he's here. He supports me, but he don't know shit about film. You know what I mean? Like, cool, you can rock with me when it's that time, but I need people that know about film. I need people that know about music videos. And if you don't understand this, sorry, nothing against you, but
hey, it's the MJ mentality. If you can't shoot the 3, hey, I gotta find somebody that can hit the 3.
Yeah, facts. You say it.
What types of projects do you enjoy the most?
Ah, man. Well, I mean, I'm just a creative. I like them all. Maybe I'm, like I said, it's the arena of shooting. I like shooting. Shooting is everything. So I like to be challenged. So some days, you know, I might shoot lifestyle branding. You know what I mean? Some days it might be commercial work. It might be a music video. It might be a film. It can be a lot of different visuals. But for me, it's always the same. It never changes. It's like, a new challenge to shoot this. Okay, cool. I've never shot a tattoo artist before. Let me shoot a tattoo artist. You know, I try to look for things that I've never shot before to shoot things. It's a key thing that my main mentor, shout out to Wesley, the first thing he ever taught me as me being a mentee to him, he was like, yo, shoot fruit. If you shoot fruit, you can shoot anything. I was like, what do you mean you shoot fruit? You can shoot anything. And he's like, yo, if you shoot fruit, you can shoot anything. And I just didn't understand what he meant. Yeah. So I was like, you gotta explain that a little bit to me. So he was like, when I realized, like, when you put fruit, like let's say an apple or a banana on a table, it casts shadows. It does things differently than almost like people. And once I seen that on the table, I was like, oh shit. And I started putting my camera there handheld, seeing how it was the difference from the shadows to the lights. I was like, oh shit, okay. This is a whole different type of shooting. So once I really mastered that, I was able to shoot people like it was nothing. It honestly, I'm being honest. If you want to know how to shoot people, shoot fruit.
Work with fruit first.
Shoot fruit.
Okay, shoot fruit.
Yeah, for sure.
What has been a hurdle that you've had to overcome as a creator, videographer on your journey?
My skin color.
Okay.
Just being black.
Okay.
I think that's probably the biggest hurdle I've ever had to be. Because a lot of these white companies and white directors, they get the jobs faster because they can easily trust them, I guess. I don't know if it's that or something, you know, but I feel like that's been the battle for me the most. It's just like showing that I'm professional, showing that they can trust me with these budgets and see that I'm I'm not on some nigga shit, because that's how we tend to be. We like, and they, it is what it is, you know.
I know what you mean. Get
know,
the $50,000 budget, take 20,000, go
we
do something
finessing
with
shit.
it.
They know us, you know what I mean? They looking at us
Hey,
like,
man,
you know,
you
we
ain't
good
lying.
finessing. Oh man, most proud of. Honestly, putting my peoples on. I think the most. I think I
That's
get
a great
more.
feeling, man. It's a great feeling.
It's one thing like to see yourself, in a winning lane, but it's another when you can see others. You know what I mean, and you can inspire others to be on that same level. Like, and that's something that I've always strived for, because there's been many times that I could have went and just did solo things, but for me it was more like team. You know what I mean? Like I said, I grew up to that 18 thing, so I was just like, yo, it's gonna take a team to win a championship. Like, I've seen what happens, because, well, keeping it a bean, I don't play an individual sport. This is not an individual sport. So me looking at this like, oh, what am I getting all out of this? No, it's like literally like, what is my team? I'm just the front guy, you know. I'm like in the Beyonce, you know what I mean? Like in the big group, you know. But at the same time, you know, it's like it's a team effort, you know what I mean? So I think that's what makes me feel the most, like when I'm able to like take my guys who've never been to like a California or Atlanta or somebody, and we're on a road trip, or we at South by Southwest and for the first time, and my guys like, he like new and fresh, like, oh snap, yo, like this world's crazy. Like I get a kick out of that. Like I'm like, yo, I'm excited about taking him there or her there, and them seeing this, and we tasting food, we having a good time, we having a vibe, man. Like that's
dope,
probably
man.
one of the highest moments of why I do this.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
for sure,
dope, man. Switching it up, I'm talking about mental health. I love to talk about mental health on all my episodes. It's important.
For sure.
Not talked about enough. Could you talk to me about how you keep your mental health on the up and up day to day?
All right. I'm not Superman, so we all go through this. So don't, regardless of what you might see a person move on social media, everybody goes through mental health. Everybody has struggles. Me, I'm a creative. My mind can create some of the most incredible things, and it could create some of the most fucked up nightmares of all time for me sometimes. So I have to work at my mental health 5 times a day, every day, to keep me going and keep me focused, because I have a lot to deal with. So that's from waking up early. I have a routine. I wake up pretty much around like 6:30. From 6:30 at 6:45, I go outside and I take my morning mile run. So I take my mile run, I come back, I drink water, I write in my gratitude book for a little bit and write all the things that I'm thankful for to keep my mind on. Sometimes I read a book. One of the books I read is the 4 Agreements. 4 Agreements can help you out with that things, keep you focused, you know what I mean? You know, meditation. I don't meditate every day, I meditate every 3. So meditation definitely helps. And just really just spending some quality time with yourself, alone, isolating everybody out, not on social media, just kind of just focusing on your day and how you want your life to be. And lastly, making sure you're surrounding yourself with people who really are there for you, support you, and you know, just bringing good positive energy, because people can drain you. You know what I mean? Energy's real. So make sure you guard your energy, sage yourself, whatever you have to do to make sure you guard your energy. So I just say, like, you know, find your routine, find what works for you, you know, but you have to have a lot of discipline and just focus. And once you get that discipline in you, I think a lot of things that, as far as mental health, will start to kind of like, you'll start to know how to navigate through it.
Better
you know, like
yep.
When I get stressed out, I know I'm like, okay, all right, I know I'm stressed out, I need to do this. And when I go do that, that's what takes it away real fast. In the past, I didn't have them tools. So it's about having tools.
Okay. And what can we expect from Jet Phynx Films in the next 2-3 years? What are your goals?
Got a lot of stuff on the table, man. You know, we're doing a lot of big things, you know, from the studio to creative directing to videos that are about to come out that are super major this year. But the main thing for me is really in the next couple of years is putting 3 films out.
Okay.
3 films that I feel like really strong. 2 of them will probably be short films, and then that one will be my ace. I'm holding that ace, you know what I mean? But that ace is the one that I feel like really will take it there. But for me, my main goal is to be, well, 2 goals. I got 2. Okay. One goal is to be the greatest creative director of my generation. That is the thing I tell myself every day, that I am the best creative director of my generation. And then the second thing is to be the first Black sci-fi filmmaker. You know what I mean?
Dang,
like
I didn't
literally,
know that was a thing. Damn.
Really like
That's
putting
dope,
Blacks inside in space. You know what I mean? Because we don't see that. We don't see us in the future like that. So you know what I mean? So I really want to be the guy. I feel like Spike and them did the street stuff. You know, typical Black directors. We do street video movies and stuff like that. We do Coming to America type things, you know, but we don't see ourselves in Star Wars like that.
Or like
we don't,
Expanse.
you know, the real big deal things. Like, granted, we had
100.
Black Panther, but that's still like comic-y.
Right.
I want to see us in the future, like what it would be like, you know.
You ever seen the 100?
Yes, exactly. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. Exactly. Like the 100. Something
no Black people in that
you
shit.
know what I'm saying? Something that's just different that just invokes. Like, I got a great idea. I can't share it with y'all, but it's definitely coming. So definitely stay tuned for sure.
Okay, and where can all your new fans follow you at? Find you?
You can find me at jetphoenixfilms.com. You know, you can go to the website. You can see all the work, all the clients we worked with. Or you can check me out at Jet Phynx. That's JETPHYNX. And then that's me on Instagram. Or you can check out our Instagram, Jet Phynx Films, on Instagram. You can check out work there. Yeah. It's everywhere, man.
Okay, man. Well, appreciate the opportunity. This was dope. This interview was everything I thought it was gonna be. Again, I definitely appreciate it, man, for real.
Yeah.
This is your host, AB Bridgely. Again, special guest Jet Phynx with me. It's another episode of Savage Time TV. We'll check you out. Peace.
Yeah, the more you shoot, the better it looks.
All right. And remember, shoot fruit. Shoot fruit.
Shoot fruit.